Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is Case 9 GCR. I'm located here in Freeport. I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. That's what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is to provide on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or if the PL on your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency of the straight 195 simplex. If I hear you, I will announce you and check you in the net. Also, this is the Friday, June 16, 2023 edition of Friday Night Fun Net. This net is being live streamed on the internet. For those of you who are wishing to check in via the internet, Mike, K9MED in Rochelle, is live streaming this net. Go ahead and check in via the internet with Mike, and he in turn will relay your internet check-in to me via the radio. Also, this net is being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. So, okay, let me reset. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take short time immobilization. For those of you who can't stay for the duration of the net, if you got family stuff going on, you're having to concentrate, you're driving, and you got something else going on that you can't stay for the net, we'll take your short. And if you have traffic, we'll go ahead and do your traffic. After we get done with short time immobilizations, we'll take general check-ins. First, I'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, I'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, I'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, handfests, bike rides, or marathons. Okay, then we'll do our regular features. We'll do our Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. This is for those of you who have any technical questions. What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a power supply? Are you having a problem with your amplifier or power supply? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? Mobile, base, all mode, APRS, or what, FT8 or what have you? If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Okay, then we'll do our Friday Night Fun Net DX report. Did you make any DX contacts with stations stateside or around the world? We'll be happy to hear from them. If you have any DX reports, please feel free to pass them around. Then we'll have our swap nets. If you have any items to buy, sell, or trade or want related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers, please feel free to advertise them. We'll do our best to see we can get rid of them for you. Tonight's topic, it's Father's Day. What are you going to do for your dad for this coming Sunday for Father's Day? Or if your father is no longer around, what memories you have of your father? So, okay. Okay, with all so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short-time immobilizations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now.
W9JTC Mobile, checking in short time. Jimmy, the great net, sir.
PWM, short time, no traffic.
Rockford, okay, Jamie, I've got you checked in. 7-3, have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. Talk to you down the log. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time immobilizations you want to check in, please go now.
Alpha Charlie 9er, Lima Victor AC9LV, short time, no traffic, Jimmy. AC9NW, short time, no traffic.
Here, I've got you checked in. Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening and good hearing your voice again.
Thanks, Jimmy. I might be back there, but I just better check in just short time, just to be safe there. You had a weak mobile in there too, just before I checked in, and we'll just listen out here a little bit. AC9LV. Thank you, Jimmy. 73.
You're always welcome to recheck into this net anytime, Trapper John. Thanks for checking in. Oh boy, I don't mean to leave anybody out. There was a weak mobile. Was there another station trying to check in? Please come back.
N9GBP, Greg in Rockford.
N9DWM, short time, no traffic.
Oh,
AC9NW, short time, no traffic.
BP, Greg and Rockford have got you checked in short time. 7-3, have a good evening. Bruce, was that you? You got a very loud squeal there with your signal. Let's try that one more time.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. N9DWM, short time, no traffic.
Oh boy, okay, I've got you checked in, Bruce. 7-3, have a good evening. Hopefully you get that situation resolved there. So, thanks for checking in. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. Any more short time on mobile stations wishing to check into the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, short time, no traffic.
Okay, all stations stand by, please. AC9MW, Tom and Roscoe, I got you checked in. Southern, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. There was another station trying to check in. Other station, come back, please.
N9SBJ, Scott and Rockford, no traffic, Jimmy, short time.
N9SBJ, Scott and Rockford, I've got you checked in. 7-3, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. There's another station trying to check in, but your signal is real weak. You might want to increase your power or change your location. Let's try that one more time, please. I'm going to need a station that go to the input and try to pick up that station. That last station, there's definitely a lot of noise with your signal. Now, let's try that one more time, and I'll need a station to relay. Come back with that call, please. Okay, I thought that sounded like this. K9YI, Scott Monroe. Got you checked in. Are you checking in short time tonight? Okay, you're welcome, Scott. 7-3, have a good evening. We'll talk to you on the Green County Net this coming Sunday night. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, no more short time stations. Let's try general check-ins. At this time, I'll take general check-ins for Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul Osborne.
K9QPL, Paul in Loves Park. I've got you checked in, Paul. 7-3, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Any more, oh, wait a minute. That's right. You're you're the general check-in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around table. Paul, sorry about that. I'm used to taking these short time stations. I'll get back to you a few minutes, Paul. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9MED, Cary and Rockford.
KD9MED, Cary and Rockford, the Duke of Digital DX. Okay, Cary, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes for your DX report and later on for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more General check-ins from Northern Illinois for Friday night fun net. Please call now.
W9AXD Matt in Rockford, no traffic.
Okay, I've got 2 more stations checked in. W9AXD Matt in Rockford, I got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes around table. Thanks for checking in. And KD9MED, Mike, Don, Rochelle, who's live streaming this net on the internet and recording this net for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Okay, Mike, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes around table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9YBG, Dale, Rockford, no traffic.
KD9YBG, Dale and Rockford, one of the new kids on the block. We got you checked in, Dale. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, no further check-ins from Northern Illinois. At this time, we got a good turnout from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we can get a big turnout from southern Wisconsin. Of course, Scott, K9YI in Monroe that checked in short time. So, okay, do we have any stations in southern Wisconsin who'd like to check in? Please call now.
KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
K9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin. Okay, Norm, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around there. Well, thanks for checking in. Any more stations from southern Wisconsin who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Well, it is Friday night fish fry night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, or tavern eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, bullhead, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappie, or what have you. And those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. Of course, your cheese lovers are eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Okay, at this time, do we have any general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, once again, I got 2 studio guests here. Let's see. Steve and Kathy. Kathy is interested in becoming a ham radio operator. Steve used to be a member of the State of Wisconsin Emergency Management Agency there. I think they're both, they've seen my ham jack and they're definitely very impressed. Okay, let's go ahead with traffic. We'll try for some more check-ins later on. Does anybody have any traffic that they'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, well, I'll pass along my traffic. It is looking very, very good for field days next weekend, weather-wise. Temperature is supposed to be in the upper 80s or 90s. And this coming Wednesday, first day of summer. This is something we look forward to. This is something we hope for, pray for, dream about when it's 20 degrees below zero. So summer is definitely going to make its appearance. So the weather looks good for field days. 80 upper 80s, low 90s for next Saturday and Sunday, and the chance of rain are very low. So we are in business next week. Okay, at this time, we will move on. Let's go ahead with the Friday Night Fun at Tech Corner. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, APRS, FT8, or what have you? If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and I will do our best to help you out. Okay. Does anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net? Okay. Well, no technical questions, so we'll move on to the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. Did you make any DX contacts? Did you contact anybody in the States or around the world there? Well, this is your chance for your anybody to give your reports. Anybody have any DX reports they'd like to pass along at this time?
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Kerry. We got you. What do you got for us?
Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Well, Saturday morning, in preparation for field day, I disconnected my usual base station rig and hooked up my little Yaesu FT891, and I've been pounding that hard all week long. I spent 20 hours operating this week, and I had 120 contacts, 19 countries, no new countries, but a couple notables here. On 15 meters, I contacted VP8ADR in the Falkland Islands, and he kindly confirmed very quickly, unlike some of the other people who live there. And GD6ICR on the Isle of Man, which isn't that far away, but it's a dinky place and there aren't a lot of hams there, so I like logging them. Brief reset. You remember I had a new country a few weeks ago, Svalbard, and I'm pleased to say that he confirmed today. Wednesday evening on 20 meters was spectacular. You could reach all the way into the middle of Russia, I mean, with hardly any power at all. It was just amazing. Also this week we've got the Lewis and Clark Trail on the air contest that goes through Sunday. Brief reset. So far I've contacted 4 of the 13, I forget how many states there are, 4 out of 12 or 4 out of 16 of the Lewis and Clark Trail state stations, and that goes through Sunday. Brief reset. So this morning I took the FT891 outside for the very first time and hooked it up to the 20-meter ham stick on top of my car in my driveway, and I think this is the first time I've ever operated FT8 in a portable situation like that, sitting outside on a card table. And I got 13 contacts, even though conditions today, space weather conditions today were pretty awful. It was pretty easy to make contacts to the eastern United States with only 10 watts. So that's it. Thanks a lot, guys. KD9MED.
Well, you're welcome, Kerry. That's great. Okay, Svalbard, Spitsbergen. Okay, I know where. Yeah, part of Norway. So that's for sure. Okay, my DX reporter, if you want to call it that. Let me check my. Okay. No, just a minute. I think I already mentioned that. No. Oh boy, I did not write that down on my logbook. I should have. It was June 11th, last Sunday on 14.262 megahertz. I had on 20 meters. I didn't write down all the time was, but oh boy, I should have. There was a Collins collector's net. That station, that control station was in northern New Hampshire. Let's see. That net meets each and every Sunday afternoon. It's usually on 14.263 megahertz, but this last Sunday it was conducted on 14.262 megahertz. And oh boy, I didn't even write the time. But that was the Collins collectors net, talking about Collins radios and what have you. I don't know if you ever heard of or checked into that net before, Kerry, or not.
No, I haven't. I knew that there was a Collins radio net out there somewhere. This is called Collins Cluster. I'll look it up and see if I've got if they've got a website. Good job, Jimmy. KD9MED.
Okay, sounds good, Kerry. Thanks for your DX report. Oh yeah, I got one more item here. I think it was last Sunday. There was a station on 14.247 megahertz. This was I think it was at night, but the station was Romeo 5 Alpha Juliet. He was outside of Moscow, Russia. He was giving me a 9.0.
Oh, that's excellent, Jimmy. Yeah, Moscow is pretty easy to work from where we're at here because it's just up over the North Pole, and there's tons and tons of ham operators in that area. It's a huge metropolis. If you ever look at a satellite picture of Moscow at night, you know, it's a massive, massive megacity. KD9MED.
Okay, Gary, sounds good. Thanks for your excellent DX report there. We really appreciate that very much. Is there any other station with any DX report that you'd like to pass along? Okay, there being no further DX reports, we'll go into the swap net. All items involved sold or traded must be related to hobbies of ramp trading or computers. All items involved sold or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. It may mention prices over the air, but any handling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial or business of any kind is allowed. Does any station have any swap net traffic they'd like to pass along? Okay, this is K9GCR from the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. My two guests, Steve and Kathy, had to leave, but at least they got an idea of what this hobby is all about, especially what the Friday Night Fun Net is all about. So I gave them HRO Milwaukee spring and summer catalog, and I also gave them an article about the Mr. Friday Night, the Friday Night Fun Net from Freeport Journal Standard from 2017. Before we continue any further, and I gotta get my papers straightened out here. This never fails. Before we continue, do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from where in the region? With ground traffic, please call K9GCR. All right, now we're going to talk about the topic this week is about Father's Day. So, okay, what are you going to be doing for your dad this coming Sunday, or if your dad's no longer with you? What are you going to? What are your favorite memories of the father? Okay, Paul, KC9QPL. I don't know if your dad is still alive or not, but what are your favorite memories of your dad?
KC9QPL, no, he's been gone for quite a few years already. I remember him getting me straightened out, or he was a good father. And I'm going to have kids here, grandkids and great-grandkids, so I guess we're going to have a ball. We'll say 73 MB clear.
Okay, Paul, sounds good. Yeah, that's what dads are for, yes. Get people straightened out, children straightened out, that's for sure. Okay, thanks for checking in, Paul. You have a good evening. Maybe we'll catch you on the Saturday evening ride tune tomorrow night. I believe, I think Larry, K9 and KCP will be your net control tomorrow night. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the Monday night rah-rah info net. I'll be net control of that. Thanks for checking in. KD9MED, Gary and Rockford, what are your favorite memories of your dad for Father's Day?
This is KD9MED. I guess probably the favorite memories is when I was very young. This is back in the 50s. We went out to visit the farm where he grew up in Nebraska. In eastern Nebraska, near the Loup River, there's a little town called Ord, O-R-D, and that's where their farm was outside of town there. And I just got to see, you know, the way he grew up. My mom also grew up on a farm in Wisconsin. So, you know, I was the first city generation, I guess. To all you fathers out there, happy Father's Day. I know it brings you great joy, great happiness, and you're blessed. KD9MED.
You bet. Okay, Gary. Hey, thanks for checking in and sharing your memories of your dad. You bet. W9AXD Matt, what are you going to be doing for your father on Father's Day, or is he no longer with you? Well, what's going on?
KC9GCR, W3MBX. Yeah, no, my father's passed, and I don't know, 5 or 6 years now, something like that. So anyway, I think Sunday, my daughter has to work all weekend, so I think we're just going to go have a nice breakfast someplace on Sunday morning, and just the family, and hang out a little bit. It's good enough for me. We'll go back to that.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, Matt. Hey, thanks for checking in. Okay, Mike, KD9MED. What's going on with you? What are you doing for your dad for Father's Day? Or if he's no longer with you, what favorite memories you have of him? Sounds good there, Mike. Okay. Thanks for checking in and for your comments. Let me know if you have any internet checking. That'd be great. Okay. Thanks for checking in. Okay. Dale, KD9YBG. What are you going to be doing for your father on Father's Day, or what memories you have of him?
KD9YBG. Well, he passed away back in 1974, so it's been going on quite a long time. But a lot of memories were every Friday night, every other weekend in the summer, we used to go up to Wisconsin to our little house up there in the center part of the state, and we do fishing, and we have relatives up there, and a lot of cousins and stuff like that, and so did some canoeing, and that's the kind of memories I have. KD9YBG, back to net.
That's good. That is definitely very good there, Dale. Okay, thanks for checking in and sharing your memories of your dad there. Norm, KC9RGG. I'm sure your father has passed away, but what's your favorite memories of your dad?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Jim, I've got a lot of good memories and probably some bad memories as well, but the good memories always outpace the bad memories. And it was 1950. My father packed the whole family up in a 1950 Plymouth, and we went up to Door County, Wisconsin, and camped in Peninsula State Park. And he introduced me to that park. We camped in there for our vacation every year, and I still go up there and I visit the park because it's a great place, and my father introduced me to it. He was also a scoutmaster, and he also served on the school board for the Wagner School District in Glen Ellen, Illinois. So he did a lot of good, and I'm glad he was my father.
Thank you very much. I'm sure you are. I know you're proud of your dad. That did a lot of great things. That's great. Okay, Norm. Hey, thanks for checking in. I know you got to hit the hay, but we'll talk to you next Friday night there. The next Friday night will be all about field day. Okay, that concludes my list. Do we have any more stations? I'd like to check the Friday night fun then. If you're coming home for your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show, if you just turned your radio on or you've been copying the mail for the last a little more over a half hour, that's your chance of checking the Friday night fun net. From anywhere in the region with traffic, please call KC9GCR.
KC9GCR. This is Alpha 9 Victor Uniform. Michael in Janesville.
AA9VU, Mike in Janesville. What's going on with you? What are you doing for Father's Day, and what are your favorite memories, your fond memories of your dad?
Well, I'm not going to do much for Father's Day, I don't believe. My father's been gone since 1990. But I do remember fond memories. We did things together. We went hunting quite a bit. We went out to, well, anyway, we got quail out by the airport, and yeah, so on and so forth. But I remember, too, there were times when he went to work, and he took me with him, and I helped him do some of his work. He was... he worked on homes, fixing up homes, inside and outside. He put those artificial bricks on the outside of the house, and things like that. So I remember a lot of good things about my dad.
That's great, Mike. That is great. Okay. Hey, thank you for checking the Friday night fun net. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Well, I'm sure we'll probably catch you on the Tuesday night at Rock County, Ned, and then we'll get you back here next week. We'll talk about field day. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations want to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Okay. Well, I'll get, once again, this is a slow net tonight, folks. I think stand by hotline. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. That was John, K9DDF in Elgin. He's out camping. He heard the phone ring over the radio. Let him put him down as a hotline check-in. Okay, K9DDF. I put a little HL for hotline. So I use a red ink for anybody who checks in over on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Okay, before we continue, any more stations want to check in, please call now. Well, like I said, I think it's a slow net, and I think everybody's out enjoying the weather. So, okay, we're gonna do what we're gonna do now. We're gonna do Friday Night Fun Net trivia. This is for the benefit, really for the benefit of those people who are studying for their first ham radio licenses. They listen to us on the scanner because they can't listen to police communications anymore unless you have a very expensive digital scanner. Pick up Starcom 21 or what have you. You're the state police, Stevens County Sheriff. You can out here Winnebago County or Rockford PD, and I don't know about the Park District, whether they're encrypted or not. But of course, the other people listen to us just for the enjoyment of it. So, okay. Okay. I do not know how the VE testing session went, or here in Freeport, or even if we even had one. I tried to contact Tony, K9RFD, but I think he's changed his number, so I have no way of getting a hold of him. The next VE testing session here in Freeport will take place on, I believe it will be Saturday, August 5th at 12:30 p.m. in the Freeport Public Library. Okay, one moment, please. I'm trying to avoid reading the same questions every week. I don't know how many use DMR or not, but I'm going to read this question anyway. If you do use it, you should know the correct answer to this question by heart. What is the purpose of the color code used on DMR repeater systems? A. Must match the repeater color code for access. B. Defines the frequency pair to use. C. Identifies the codec used. D. Defines the minimum signal level required for access. What is the purpose of the color code used on DMR repeater systems? A. Must match the repeater color code for access. B. Defines the frequency pair to use. C. Identifies the codec used. D. Defines the minimum signal level required for access. Sounds great to me. Well, anybody have correct answer to this question?
Alpha, KD9YBG.
Repeat that, Dale. Repeat that.
The first one, A.
You are correct, Dale. You are correct. What is the purpose of the color code used on DMR repeater systems? Correct answer is A. Alpha. Must match the repeater color code for access. Digital codes called color codes are used to access a specific repeater, similarly to CTCSS or PL access tones on an analog FM repeater. Ham radio license manual, page 6-13. All right, we'll find another one here. Sounds like I read these questions before. Hold on. I don't think I read this question for a while. What band is best suited for communicating via meteor scatter? A, 33 centimeters, B, 6 meters, C, 2 meters, D, 70 centimeters. What band is best suited for communicating via meteor scatter? A, 33 centimeters, B, 6 meters, C, 2 meters, D, 70 centimeters. Anybody correct to answer this question?
B.
Repeat that, please.
The 6-meter one.
You are correct, Dale. You are correct. What band is best suited for communicating via meteor scatter? Correct answer is B, Bravo, 6 meters. The best band for meteor scatter is 6 meters, and contacts can be made at distances up to 1,200 to 1,500 miles. Ham radio license manual page 4-3. I don't have 6-meter equipment at all, but from what I understand, that band has been hot and heavy for the last few weeks. That's good. Okay. Okay, one moment, please. Okay. All right. Okay. What property of a radio wave defines its polarization? A, the orientation of the electric field. B, the orientation of the magnetic field. C, the ratio of the energy in the magnetic field to the energy in the electric field. D, the ratio of the velocity to the wavelength. What property of a radio wave defines its polarization? A, the orientation of the electric field. B, the orientation of the magnetic field. C, the ratio of the energy in the magnetic field to the energy in the electric field. D, the ratio of the velocity to the wavelength. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KD9MED is going to guess A, alpha.
You are correct, Gary. You are correct. What property of a radio wave defines its polarization? The correct answer is A, alpha, the orientation of the electric field. Polarization refers to the orientation of the radio wave's electric field. Ham radio license manual page 4-5. It gives kind of like a schematic or a picture of that, but we won't go into that. Oh, that's a dead giveaway. I'm not reading that one. Okay. Giveaway. Oh, I read this a few weeks ago. I'm not reading that again. Oh, I don't know. There's a question about D-Star, but I'm not going to get into that. I doubt very many of you people use that. So, okay. All right, here we go. Just a minute. No, skip that one. Oh, boy. All right. How many milliamperes is 1.5 amperes? A, 15 milliamperes. B, 150 milliamperes. Good God, I can't even read it. C, 1,500 milliamperes. D, 15,000 milliamperes. How many How many milliamperes is 1.5 amperes? A, 15 milliamperes. B, 150 milliamperes. C, 1500 milliamperes. D, 15,000 milliamperes. Anybody crack down to this question?
KD9MED is going with C. Charlie.
You are correct, Gary. You are correct. How many milliamperes is 1.5 amperes? Correct answer is 1500 milliamperes. I got this math problem, which I'm not even going to bother to read. We're going to find another one here. Oh, I think I read this one before. Yeah. Good. Okay. Which of the following battery chemistries is not rechargeable? A, nickel cadmium. B, carbon zinc. C, lead acid. D, lithium ion. Which of the following battery chemistries is not rechargeable? A, nickel cadmium. B, carbon zinc. C, lead acid. D, lithium ion. Anybody correct answer this question?
B.
Okay, come on back.
Is that carbon zinc one, not rechargeable? KD9YBG.
You are correct, Dale. You are correct. Which of the following battery chemistries is not rechargeable? Correct answer is B, Bravo, carbon zinc. This refers to another question which I'm not going to refer to. All right, we'll find some more here. Okay. Which type of voice mode is often used for long distance or weak signal contacts on the VHF and UHF bands? A, FM. B, DRM. C, SSB. D, PM. Which type of voice mode is often used for long distance weak signal contact on the VHF and UHF bands? A, FM. B, DRM. C, SSB. D, PM. Anybody correct to answer this question?
SSB.
You are correct, Dale. You are correct. Which type of voice mode is often used for long-distance weak signal contact on the VHF and UHF bands? Correct answer is C, Charlie, SSB. Because an SSB signal's power is concentrated into a narrow bandwidth, it is possible to communicate with SSB over much longer ranges and in poorer conditions than with FM or AM, particularly on the VHF and UHF bands. And radio license manual page 5-4. All right, we're going to do a couple more questions here in this segment. Let me reset. All right. Okay. We'll find another one. All right. Okay. Which of the following is true when installing grounding conductors used for lightning protection? A, use only non-insulated wire. B, wires must be carefully routed with the precise right-angle bends. C, sharp bends must be avoided. D, common grounds must be avoided. Which of the following is true when installing a grounding conductor used for lightning protection? A, use only non-insulated wire. B, wires must be carefully routed rounded with precise right angle bends. C, sharp bends must be avoided. D, common grounds must be avoided. Anybody correct answer this question?
C.
Did you say C, Charlie?
Yeah, it's the sharp bends must be avoided.
You are correct, Dale. You are correct. Which of the following is true when installing grounding conductors used for lightning protection? Correct answer is C, Charlie. Sharp bends must be avoided. And the discussion is so lengthy, I'm not even going to bother reading it. All right. Which of the following actions can reduce exposure to RF radiation? A, relocate antennas. B, relocate the transmitter. C, increase the duty cycle. C, all these choices are correct. Which of the following actions can reduce exposure to RF radiation? A, relocate antennas. B, relocate the transmitter. C, increase the duty cycle. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Alpha.
Dale, it seems like you cut yourself off. So I hold down that key a couple seconds there, and let's try that one more time.
It'd be Alpha.
You are correct, Dale. You are correct. Which of the following actions can reduce exposure to RF radiation? Correct answer is relocate antennas. Locate antennas away from where people can get close to them and away from property lines. Ham radio lights, manual page 9-14. Okay, I think that's going to do for this portion of the trivia. We're going to do probably some extra. I can't use the general book because for all intents and purposes, every question in that book is null and void. The new book will be out on July 1st. We have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, at this time, well, since this is low net, and I think everybody's enjoying the weather, we're going to continue with the trivia segment there, where I'm going to read questions from the extra Q&A now. Again, I can't use the general ones because those questions, for all intents and purposes, are no good now. So, okay. Now, oh boy, I think I read this question last week. I'll find some here. Oh boy. All right. Those of you who use FastScan TV should know the correct answer to this one by heart. What technique allows commercial analog TV receivers to be used for FastScan TV operations on the 70-centimeter band? A, transmitting on channels shared with cable TV. B, using converted satellite TV dishes. C, transmitting on the abandoned TV channel 2. D, using USB and demodulating the signal with a computer sound card. What technique allows commercial analog TV receivers to be used for FastScan TV operations on the 70-centimeter band? A, transmitting on channels shared with cable TV. C, B, Bravo, using converted satellite TV dishes. C, transmitting on the abandoned TV channel 2. D, using USB and demodulating the signal with a computer sound card. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KD9RFD K9MED is going to get A alpha. KC9ICH, good evening.
Okay, the K9ICH. Okay, let me. Okay, I'll tell you what. Robert, K9ICH. Okay, I don't know if you heard the question. What do you say? Curry, I'll get back to you. K9ICH, Robert, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, did you want to answer the question, question, or what do you want to do, or you're just checking in?
No, I answered the question and then I checked in. My answer was A alpha.
Okay, Kerry and Robert, you are both correct. You are both correct. I want to be fair to everybody here. What technique allows commercial analog TV receivers to be used for fast scan TV operations on the 70 centimeter band? Correct answer is A alpha, transmitting on channels shared with cable TV. Cable TV channel frequencies in the 70 centimeter band can be used for ATV transmissions because those systems send all signals over coaxial cable. An analog TV receiver can then be connected to an antenna in order to receive the ATV signal directly. Extra class license manual page 8-19. Okay, Robert, K9ICH. Let me check you in the net. What's going on here? We're talking about Father's Day. What are your plans? What are you going to be doing for your dad this Father's Day? And what are your favorite memories of your dad?
Oh, well, my dad passed away back in 2013. He told me about any plans for me, so probably not doing much of anything. My favorite memories of my dad was when he would lay on his back on the living room floor and he'd get to stand on his hands and he'd put his arms on his chest. He'd stand up on his stretched out arms. We'd balance up there, my brother and I. That was always kind of fun. It was a cool thing I remember back in the city. Back to you, Jimmy, KC9.
Okay, Robert, sounds good. Thanks for sharing the memories of your dad, and thank you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. Before we continue, are there any more stations who'd like to check in? Please call now.
KD9EPZ.
K9EPZ, good evening, Al. What's going on with you, and how are you feeling? Are you comfortable today within your trailer?
Yeah, I'm quite comfortable. No problem with the sun beating on the roof anymore.
That's great. I'm glad you got that taken care of. I know you wanted to make some more improvements, but the weather got bad the day the guys are supposed to come. Hopefully you can get a hold of them. Maybe they can come back and do some more work on that trailer. We're talking about Father's Day. I know your father's passed away, but what is your favorite memories of your dad?
Oh, I think some of the best memories was when I was young. He used to take me to work with them.
That was great, Al. That's great. Okay, Al. Hey, thanks. Thanks for checking in. And we're doing the Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. We're doing the extra Q&A. Before we continue, though, are there any more stations that'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. What is indicated by a rising A alpha or K kilo index? A. Increasing disruption of the geometric. Let's do that again. What is indicated by a rising A alpha or K kilo index? A. Increasing disruption of the geomagnetic field. B. Decreasing disruption of the geomagnetic field. C. Higher levels of solar UV radiation. D. An increase in the critical frequency. I think I may have read this question last week. Anyway, what is indicated by a rising A alpha or K kilo index? A. Increasing disruption of the geomagnetic field. B. Decreasing disruption of the geomagnetic field. C. Higher levels of solar, ultraviolet, or UV radiation. D. An increase in the critical frequency. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9MED says A alpha, and that's exactly what happened today.
You are correct, Jerry. You are correct. What is indicated by a rising A or A alpha or K kilo index? Correct answer is A alpha, increasing disruption of the geomagnetic field. Higher A and K indices usually indicate forward propagation on the HF band. Extra class license manual, page 10-5. All right, let's see if we can find another one here. Okay, all right. Just a minute. Okay. What term indicates the frequency at which the grounded base current gain of a transistor has decreased to 0.7 of the gain obtainable at 1 kilohertz? B. Corner frequency. B. Alpha rejection frequency. C. Beta cutoff frequency. D. Alpha cutoff frequency. What term indicates the frequency at which the grounded base current gain of a transistor has decreased to 0.7 of the gain obtainable at 1 kilohertz? A. Corner frequency. B. Alpha rejection frequency. C. Beta cutoff frequency. D. Alpha cutoff frequency. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, I'll read the question again. I'll give the correct answer. What term indicates the frequency at which the grounded base current gain of a transistor has decreased to 0.7 of the gain obtainable at 1 kilohertz? Correct answer is D delta alpha cutoff frequency. I'm not even going to bother to read the explanation here. We'll find another one here. Okay. Why are odd ordered rather than even ordered intermodulation distortion products of concern in linear power amplifiers? A. Because they are relatively close in frequency to the desired signal. B. Because they are relatively far in frequency from the desired signal. C. Because they invert the sidebands, causing distortion. D. Because they maintain the sidebands, thus causing multiple duplicate signals. Why are odd ordered rather than even ordered intermodulation distortion products of concern in linear power amplifiers? A. because they are relatively close in frequency to the desired signal. B, because they are relatively far in frequency from the desired signal. C, because they invert the sidebands causing distortion. D, because they maintain the sidebands, thus causing multiple duplicate signals. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll read the correct answer. I'll read the question and give the answer. Why are odd order rather than even order intermodulation distortion products of concern in the linear power amplifiers? Correct answer is A alpha, because they are relatively close in frequency to the desired signal. All right. I think that's going to do it for the trivia segment. Well, at least this part anyway. Tell you what I'm going to do next. Before I do anything else here, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now.
KD9MED.
Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
I just wanted to follow up on a couple of things we talked about earlier. Yeah, indeed, the Collins net, Collins Collectors Net meets every Sunday at 2000 UTC, which is 3 p.m. our time in the summer. Brief reset. I looked up R5HA in my log, and sure enough, I worked him back in 2021, and he has an extensive QRZ bio page here. It's amazing. You know, part of his life he lived in some of these big apartment buildings in Moscow, and they let him build these huge antenna arrays on top of these apartment blocks. I don't know what kind of pull he had, but he's got a really interesting QRZ page. R5HA. Thanks, Jimmy. KD9MED.
You're welcome, Gary. Boy, oh boy, don't you wish we would have these kind of things that kind of pull here in this country? I think that'd be great. Oh yeah, I see pictures of those huge apartment complexes. Well, of course, in Ukraine, yeah, sad to say Russia is bombing them. But I'm familiar. Oh yeah, those apartment complexes. Oh boy, that was great. So, Gary, thank you very much for that information. I might tune into that net again Sunday, and I'll try to check in again. And this time I'll get the necessary information. I forgot to enter the times. I thought, oh boy, I can't enter that into my logbook. Okay. Do we have any more stations we want to check in before we proceed any further? Please call now. All right. Now this is all. What we're going to do here is all on fun. The novice portion is no longer in operation, but just for the heck of it, I'm going to read some. These questions are from the Now You're Talking. All you need to get your first ham radio license. This is put out by ARRL for Radio Shack, and gets a lot of questions from 1993. The old novice portion of the band was still in operation. But just for the heck of it, I'm going to read, just a minute. I'm going to read some novice questions. Let's see if anybody else, if I can find it here. Oh boy. Where did we go here? I'll find it. All right. Here we go. What is the most transmitter power a novice station may use on 28.125 megahertz? A, 5 watts PEP output. B, 25 watts PEP output. C, 200 watts PEP output. D, 1500 watts PEP output. What is the most transmitter power a novice station may use on 28.125 megahertz? A, 5 watts PEP output. B, 25 watts PEP output. C, 200 watts PEP output. D, 1500 watts PEP output. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, now again, we're doing this for fun. The novice band class no longer exists. Well, I'm just doing this for in the interest of having fun. This is what the Friday Night Fun is all about, to have fun. I'll read this question, I'll give the answer. What is the most transmitter power a novice station may use on 28.125 megahertz? The correct answer is C, Charlie, 200 watts PEP output. Okay, we'll find another one here. Okay. What? Okay. What is the most transmitter power a novice station may use on the 23 centimeter band? A, 5 watts PEP output. B, 25 watts PEP output. C, 200 watts PEP output. D, 1500 watts PEP output. What is the most transmitter power a novice station may use on the 23 centimeter band? A, 5 watts PEP output. B, 25 watts PEP output. C, 200 watts PEP output. D, 1500 watts PEP output. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay. What is the most transmitter power a novice station may use on the 23 centimeter band? The correct answer is A alpha, 5 watts PEP output. I'm trying to find another one here. Yeah, that's too easy. I'm not going to read that one. We'll find some. Reading some of these old questions from this Now You're Talking book are definitely fun. That's great. So we're going to try and find some more stuff here. All right. Boy. Sorry about that. Where are we at here? Okay. I think this will be the last question of the evening. What are the frequency limits of the 10-meter novice bands? A, 28.000 to 28.500 megahertz. B, 28.100 to 29.500 megahertz. C, 28.100 to 28.500 megahertz. D, 29.100 to 29.500 megahertz. What are the frequency limits of the 10-meter novice band? A, 2800 to 28.500 megahertz. B, 28.100 to 29.500 megahertz. C, 28.100 to 28.500 megahertz. D, 29.100 to 29.500 megahertz. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9YBG. If a novice is the same as a technician, I would think he'd be 2800 to 28.5.
Oh, okay, then let me check the book here, Dale. Okay, well, you say 28.100 to 28.500?
That's what's for the technician. I don't know the novice. Is that it wasn't that old stuff before? Because they're saying like 2800 that you can do like CW on, and then you go up to 28.5 because between 28.300 to 28.500 is phone.
This is K9 GCR with the Friday Night Fun Day on the K9RFD Repeater and Robert transmitting from Friday Night Fun Day Center in Freeport. Well, anyway, Dale, you are correct. I'm going to put you down as a correct answer. See, Charlie, what are the frequency limits of the 10-meter novice band? Correct answer is C, Charlie, 28.100 to 28.500 megahertz. Well, you are correct. So I was just doing this for fun to see if anybody remembers their old novice days. That's for sure. This is kind of fun stuff. I enjoyed reading it myself. Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that concludes Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this evening. I hope you had fun answering the question just as I enjoyed having fun bringing it to you. Do we have any more stations live check-in at this time? Please call now.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
KD9N. Good evening, Kurt. What's going on with you?
Hey, not too much, Jimmy. KC9GCR, KE9N. Well, Kevin and I, N9EGF, him and I, we went up to Ham Radio Outlet in Milwaukee today. Got a few things for field day.
I copied your last transmission, Kurt. Somebody was deliberately trying to cause interference, but they never made it. I was able to copy every word you said.
Hey, that's good. Okay, Jimmy. Anyhow, that's kind of what I did today. How's things going with you?
Everything's going great there. I had two studio guests there. We have a couple who lives on the 7th floor of our building. It's Steve and Kathy. Kathy is interested in becoming a ham radio operator. They were here for about a half hour listening to the first portion of the Friday Night Fun Net. They took pictures of my ham shack and all the telephone numbers I have on my desk. They were very impressed with my equipment. So, speaking of HRO, I called them on the phone this past Monday to send me two copies of the spring and summer HRO catalog. I kept one for myself, and I also gave one to Cassie. That way she knows what all the stuff they have up there.
Well, that sounds good, Jimmy. Okay. Well, anyhow, other than that, that's about it. We're just getting ready for field day and getting everything organized and together and, doing all that stuff. Over.
That's great, and the weather looks good. Upper 80s, about 90 degrees with the mostly sunny skies next weekend. Kurt, stand by. Was there somebody trying to get in there? Other station, come back, please.
KD9MED, we keyed at the same time. I was just wondering what radio that you're talking off of right now. What kind of radio?
I'm talking to you on my Yaesu FGM 100.
Okay, KD9MED, back to you.
Okay, sounds good there, Dale. Thanks. Kurt, I just want to let you know, I've yet to receive a copy of the handbrake. We'll be watching the mail. Maybe it'll come in the mail either tomorrow or Monday, but I've been watching. I know you sent it out.
Jimmy, actually that's my fault because I haven't mailed it yet. I've had it in my car, and I've just been busy the last couple days, and I haven't put it in the mail yet, so that's something I failed to do. Sorry.
All right, don't worry about it. Stuff happens. What are you going to do? But you did hear me say the weather looks great for field day next week. Watching the extended forecast with Alex Kirchner's forecast of Channel 13. I think 90 degrees on Saturday and 89 degrees on Sunday, so we're definitely good to go.
Well, that'll be nice and toasty for us, I guess. Okay, well, hopefully anything's better than rain. So that'll work out really good. All right, well, listen, I'll be listening a bit, Jimmy, and we'll talk to you later then. KC9GCR, KE9N.
Sounds good, Kurt. I almost forgot before I let you go. We're talking about Father's Day this coming Sunday. I'm asking everybody, I know your dad has long since passed away. But I'm asking everybody what are they going to do for 84 degrees tomorrow. Good. Watching the news on Channel 39. But I was asking everybody what your plans are for Father's Day and what are your favorite memories of your dad. And I know your dad passed away many years ago.
Yeah, well, let's see. He passed away in 85, so it's been a number of years. Favorite memories? I don't really have any favorites. It was all pretty good. He was extremely strict, though, about things. So we didn't really have a, quote, friendly relationship, and he died before I was old enough, in a way, to really, be an adult, and my kids weren't born yet or anything like that. But he was a hard worker, extremely smart, and very disciplined, and he expected the same out of us. So I guess those are probably the favorite memories because he certainly expected you to do your best, and he tried to set an example for all of us, and he sort of expected us to follow all that. So I guess to answer your questions, those are the things I remember. He was a fun guy, though. I mean, he did have a sense of humor and things like that, but he expected us to know right from wrong and use our heads.
Oh yeah, definitely. Nothing wrong about that. Yeah, my dad was a fun guy too. He would. I'll tell you what. During the week, he'd go to work and what have you there. And the only time he drank coffee was in the morning. He'd drink a couple beers after he come home. But I'll tell you what, he was a great guy. Monday through Friday, we'll work and what have you there, and have fun and go to bed. But weekend and party time, I'm telling you, he drank beer like it's going out of style. But he was a fun guy. That's for sure. He used to play a lot of instruments. Let's see, a banjo and violin and a harmonica. And let me reset. This is a true story. No matter what kind of weather we had outside, 90 degrees outside, or what have you, no matter what time of year. I'm not kidding you, Kurt. He'd get out his harmonica, he would play Silent Night. I'm not kidding you when I say this. no matter what time of year, what kind of weather it was, he'd play Silent Night on his harmonica.
You know, those are the things you remember. I guess if everyone was all the same, we wouldn't have a lot of memories because it all kind of blends together. But that's what makes life interesting, is whether it be your dad or aunt or grandpa or whoever it may be, we all got our little quirks, and that's what kind of sticks in your head.
Oh boy, ain't that the truth. I had a lot of, there's a lot of stuff I remember about my dad when he'd go to work in his car, when the car wouldn't start. Oh, he'd get mad. One time he overslept. He almost didn't make it to work on time. Oh boy, I'm not kidding. It wasn't funny at the time, but every time I think about that, I laugh. And about the and one other time we were driving, the three of us were riding in the car. His engine missed or what have you. That he put his hands up here, took his hands off the steering wheel, smiling. My mother said, "Well, pull over." He'd pull over. Oh, he'd swear. I can't repeat what the stuff he said here on the radio, of course, but he finally got the car going. But those memories, you can't help but laugh.
You know, I remember one time we were on vacation, and we were up by Chautauqua, Wisconsin. And my dad had a friend that went to the same church as us, and he had a cabin out over on Rice Lake. And he invited us over. So we went out there, and, I don't know, this was on a Saturday, I guess. Well, to start out with, of course, my daddy's telling me and my sister, you guys go swimming, you stay close to shore, don't go too far out. It's kind of dangerous sometimes. Okay. Well, then my dad's friend and him, they started drinking beer, and then they were doing shots of whiskey or bourbon or something. And then after a little bit of that, then my dad would be, well, you can go out a little further. It's not that bad, and everything's fine, and what have you. Well, then, geez, probably 2-3 hours later, we see my dad, and he's like, go on out there. Go ahead in the deep water. It's fine. I'll tell you, we just kind of looked at each other going, yeah, there's Dad and his friend again.
I can believe that. Well, I'll tell you what, there was another thing that happened. On the very day that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, we went to July 20th, 1969. Some friends of my sister, my late sister, and my late brother-in-law came down, and so did my sister and brother-in-law. They decided to go swimming in the Mississippi River. And I'll tell you, this is a true story. My dad got caught in the current. Fortunately, they were able to pull him out of the water. So that was everything turned out well. All's well that ended well. But he said he was worried about, I'm going to lose my false teeth, and said we got them for you. that was about it. On the very day that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon.
You know, I can believe it. And I had a situation, I don't know, about 2 years ago with my mother. She's got a bridge that she wears for some teeth in the front. Well, she set them on the counter in the bathroom, and somehow, one way or another, she was doing something, and accidentally, she knocked them into the wastebasket. Well, they fell in the wastebasket, she had like Kleenex in there and what have you, and she didn't know they were in there, and then she calls me and says, I lost my teeth and everything, and she says, I've looked all over. So I went down there, and I said, well, wait a minute now, they got to be here somewhere. So I went through every wastebasket, every piece of paper, you name it, and she didn't know where she lost them. That was part of it, too. You got to remember, she's got dementia. She couldn't remember if it was in the bathroom or where. But I remember I was there. It was about 11 o'clock at night. And I'm going through everything, dumping out the trash on the floor in the kitchen and in the bedroom and in the like living room. It's a little living room. I'm going through all that, and then I finally get to the wastebasket for the bathroom. I dump that out, and I got to pick through that Kleenex and what have you. Finally, I found them there. So it was kind of a relief that way, but she was pretty worked up. But I'll never forget, 11 o'clock at night, I'm tired, and I'm digging through trash on the floor.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's another thing about my dad. I think, but back in 1965, we were listening to the high school basketball game. Freeport Pretzels were playing in the state tournament. They were in the super sectional. We got beat by Moline 64-47, so he went to bed late. And during the middle of the night, we had several inches of snowfall on the ground. I don't know what happened, but Ma and Dad both overslept. Ma woke up, and she woke up Dad, and she said, "Get up, we overslept, it's 6:15. Oh, he woke up, and he just flew. He ran around like a chicken with his head caught him. He said, "I don't know what happened, why I overslept, I never will." Well, but he almost didn't make it to work. I said, "Oh boy, hopefully the car starts, or we will not hear the end." Those are just a pleasant memory, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right. Right, wrong, or indifferent, whatever. You always got those memories of your father or mother. It's Mother's Day or whatever. So, anyhow, I'll turn it back to you, and I'll be listening. By the way, did Brother Dean check in yet?
No, Kurt, he has not checked in as of yet.
He might be out, because when I go by his house on the way home, and I looked upstairs, it was pretty dark. But there again, I know his ham shack's in the basement, so he might be downstairs. I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. All right, I'll turn it back to you, Jimmy. Thanks very much for doing the net. I'll get that ham rag out to you, and like I said, I'll be listening. KE9N.
Okay, Kurt, sounds good. Thanks anyway. I'll be looking forward to that ham rag when it comes. Thanks for checking in, Kurt. Have a good evening. Okay, any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please go now.
K9CFL checking in, no traffic.
H9CFL, good evening, Mike. What's going on with you?
Not much. Waiting on some offers for a new job, and looking to move at the end of this month. My landlord sold the property that we live on, or is selling the property, so we gotta end up moving out, which is horrible.
Okay, you're still going to be in the area, aren't you?
Definitely. I wouldn't leave you, Jimmy. I love hearing you on Fridays. So, but no, yeah, we're gonna stay in the area. We got kids that go to school and stuff like that. They got friends. And, yeah. So.
Sounds good. Hey, it's Father's Day this coming Sunday. What are you going to do for your dad for Father's Day, and what favorite memories you have of him?
Stepdad is who I'll be spending time with, and my grandfather. And my grandfather took care of me pretty much since birth in one form or another. And my stepfather is my dad. He, we've done all kinds of little things together. My parents, my mother and my stepfather didn't get together until I was an adult, but my biological father I haven't talked to in, call it 20 years.
I understand. That's for sure. Okay. Mike, I've got my radio nut joke book out. I'm gonna read. This is number 7 of the 30 original radio nut jokes. You know you are a radio nut when, in your determination to get that new vertical antenna up, or a long wire strung in the backyard, to tell family and neighbors that it's only temporary. I'm testing it for this guy.
Been there and done that.
I believe you, Mike. Okay, hey, I got you down. 73, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. If you think about it, we got the Saturday evening rag tune net tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock on this, probably on this repeater. I believe, I think Larry, K9KCT will be net control then. So I'll say 73, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. Yeah, I'll probably jump into the net tomorrow night. KC9 CFL, back to you, net control.
73. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please phone out.
Alpha Charlie 9, Golf Oscar, Larry and Rockton.
AC9GO, good evening, Mike. Did you go to Old Settlers today yet this evening, or are you going to go this weekend or not?
Oh, I'm too old to go to Old Settlers days. By the way, the name's Larry. I think you were talking to Mike earlier. Oh, goodness. Oh, we're close enough to Old Settlers that when they play the headliners, we can usually hear them. And anyhow, that's about as close as I want to get anymore. Too many people there. So how you doing tonight, Jimmy? AC9GO.
I'm doing fine. Yeah, Larry. I don't know why I called you Mike. I had two studio guests here. I had a couple who live on the 7th floor, Steve and Kathy. Kathy's interested in getting into this hobby. Steve used to be a member of Wisconsin Emergency Management. They're both interested in this hobby. I showed them my shacks. They stayed here for a half hour. At least they got to hear the first half hour of the Friday Night Fun Net. So at least they know what this hobby is about. I gave them a copy of the HRO of Milwaukee's spring and summer catalog. That way she gets an idea of what all they sell and what have you. I also gave her a copy of the article Mr. Friday Night, but about the Friday Night Fun Net, which appeared in the 2017 back in 2017 the Freeport Journal Standard.
Hey, that sounds good. Yeah, I believe I've seen that article. I read that a long time ago. So, got anything recent, Jimmy?
No, that's about it. That's about it there. So, hey, yeah, I worked on Father's Day. I'm sure your father is probably long since passed. But I was asking everybody what their plans were for Father's Day and what your favorite memories of your dad were.
Well, I guess probably some of my favorite memories of my dad were when we would go out fishing. Now, my dad was not that great a fisherman, one of the worst, perhaps, but we always had a good time. We'd go out on a riverbank someplace and cast out and just wait to see if some would come along and take our bait. A couple of times we caught some good ones, but that's probably my most favorite memories there of him. How about you?
I have a lot of favorite memories of my dad, too numerous to discuss here. I'm sure you probably, before you checked in, I'm sure you listened about some of the escapades he went through and one time but he was definitely a fun guy. He'd drink his beer and what have you, and that was about that was about it. He enjoyed working in the garden there. That was his pride and joy, along with my mother. We had a big garden out in the back of our house there, when we lived in Rida. But that was a lot of definitely a lot of fun times when we went there.
Well, that's good, Jimmy. I'm glad you have fond memories. Yeah, my dad passed away back in the early 90s, and he'd been suffering from cancer for a number of years, and really, was hard to see him go downhill like that. But couldn't be helped at that time. Probably today they would have done a lot of things different. But, when you take, that was 30-some years ago. Yeah, things were just different, that's all. Anyhow, fond memories. Both my dad, my mom, and my 3 sisters. So, anyhow, with that, I'm going to have to pass along my 73s there, Jimmy. We'll send her back to you. This is AC9GO.
Okay, sounds good there, Larry. Yeah, always my favorite memories of when Dad, he had an old 55 Chevy. That was two-tone. That was originally my sister's car when she was learning to drive, back when she was in high school, back in the early 60s. Dad got the car, that was his pride and joy. But when the car wouldn't start, oh, he gets mad. He said, OUSOB, what have you there? he gets mad if that car wouldn't start. It was a 55 Chevy. Usually we kept it in an old dirt garage, old garage there or a shed with a dirt floor. Usually when when Dad would start that car, that baby would pop right off. That's a 55 Chevy. That was of course, back then they made cars a lot better than they do now.
Well, I don't know about that. The second car I owned was a 55 Chevy. Or no, it was a 55 Ford, that's right. Oh, golly. The problem with a lot of those old cars is they had 6-volt batteries that would hardly turn the starter over. The cars of today, boy, you don't do anything. You don't have to pump them or anything. You just turn the key or push the button and away they go. Yeah, you might say the good old days, but I'd much rather have the car I got today than one I had back then. That's for sure. Hey, have yourself a good evening there, Jimmy. AC9GO.
You too, Larry. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening ride tune net. K9G Charlotte Course. 73, have a good evening.
73, AC9GO.
Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net this time? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area in about 15 minutes. If you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago with PL 114.8 plus offset, Night Watch net will be getting underway. That net runs 7 to 7 nights a week. Last night I was able to pick up bits and pieces of that net. That's how the conditions were. So I think it was Tuesday of last week I was able to check in. So that depends on the conditions. But that was great. Okay, now don't forget tomorrow evening we we've got the Saturday evening rag tune that more than likely will be held on this repeater. I believe Larry, K9KCT, will be net control. We go around and talk about different stuff, and net control brings up a topic, and if you want to, I think last week it was about space exploration and what have you. If you don't want to talk about that topic, you can bring up something else. We go around 3 or 4 times, and well, the first time around, I talked about the space exploration, and then the next several times talked about other stuff. So that's about it. Then the Saturday night fun net in Milwaukee is also held at 8 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee. Actually, that repeater is located at New Berlin, Wisconsin. PL 127.3 minus offset. You gotta check in the net a certain way. Some of the subjects they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing up on this net here. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta mention this. This coming, I believe this coming, just a minute. This coming Sunday evening at 4:30 p.m. on 3.905 megahertz, 80-meter band, you got the statewide Aries net. That, let's see, that runs for about a half hour. Lloyd, KD9MED down in Sterling, is one of the net control operators. He'll call stations for IEMA Region 2, which we and Winnebago County are part. So, I have a difficult time trying to hear him, but that's what's going on. Okay, also, let me check. The Greene County Aries Races net meets at 7 p.m. on Sunday evenings on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe with a PL 123.0 minus offset. Larry, no. Scott K9YI, who checked into this net earlier, is net control. It's a combination Aries Races rag tune net. The Belvedere net, Big Thunder Amps Radio Company net. Now, I better be careful how I say this. Last week, the repeater was not on the air. But that net is usually held at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 minus offset. But like I said, for the past 2 weeks, that net was not held. So I don't know if they got that repeater in Belvedere fixed and operational or not. The Whiteside County Aries Group holds its net also at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling with a PL of 114.8 minus offset. You shouldn't have any problem getting into that repeater. The antenna is about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police Troop 1 radio tower. Okay, Monday evenings at 7 p.m. It's depending on which repeater we're holding on. We got the Monday evening rah-rah info net. Larry, K9KCT, and I share the duties of net control operator. He ran it this past Monday, and I'll run it this coming Monday. The Lee County Aries Group holds this Monday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon with a PL 82.5 minus offset. The Kishwaukee Amps Radio Club holds its Monday evening net at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in the count with a PL 101.9 100.0 minus offset. Now, the guys down in Ogle County just started up a brand new net. Going on for about a month and a half or so. It's the Ogle County Amps Radio net. Again, that's a new net. That is held on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with a PL 146.2 plus offset. If they have time, they will switch over to 146.595 simplex for a short simplex net. When they get done with that, they'll switch back over to the repeater, the 147.165 repeater again with a PL 146.2 plus offset for the Ogle County Amp Radio net for Erie Steinway. That meets at 9 p.m. Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater. PL 114.8 plus offset. We got the Seaton County areas in which I'm net control. The Greater Boyd Amp Radio couple this Monday evening, Wednesday evening, that I should say, at 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd with a PL 123.0 plus offset. Then at 8 p.m. here in Freeport on 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our Wednesday evening swap net. It runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. until all traffic is handled. Mel, K9RFD, the trustee of the 39 repeater, brings the Amps Radio Newsline. 15-minute news broadcast of both entire Amps Radio. But I don't know what happened to Mel this past Wednesday. He did not check in. I don't know if he and his wife, Dory, K9KLA, went somewhere or not, but I ended up doing the net. There was no Amps Radio Newsline. Hopefully next Wednesday there will be. Okay, now Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater. Well, last night we had the Thursday evening health, tech, and social net. I don't know what happened with Rick W9RLT, but we usually have a Skywarn net, Skywarn training net before the health, tech, and the social net. So I don't know what happened. We ran I ran that net. It only lasted didn't last 15 minutes. So okay. Also, there was no, as far as I know, there was no simplex net last night on 400 with Chad, W9AXD. Oh, he's going to be after the 4th of July. He's going to move the net to 8 o'clock. So let's see what happens. You know what? Oh boy, Tuesday night, I forgot to mention the Tuesday evening health tech and social net with Larry, 89GO as your net control operator. And also, that's at 7 o'clock. Also at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, the PL 123.0 minus also the Rock County Aries Racing net is held. Oh, I also want to mention, also at 7 p.m. on Thursdays, on the 146.730 repeaters in DeKalb, PL 100.0 plus minus offset. I believe the DeKalb County Aries and net is held on that repeater. I don't know why I don't even think to mention it, but that's what takes place Thursday evening at 7 o'clock on that repeater. Okay, last but certainly not least, we got the senile net, which takes place on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with between the hours of 1400 and 1500 hours, with Chuck, WD9DB as your net control operator. Okay, now you're all caught up to date in your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local club and support your local repeaters too. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations wishing to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Go ahead with your internet checking there, Mike. Okay, he's already checked in. Good evening, Pat. Good hearing you from you. We'll hear you on the Monroe net this coming Sunday night. Okay, Mike, thanks. Okay, any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR, K9FLO.
K9FLO, this is K9GCR. Hello, Dean. I don't know if Kurt is still listening or not, but what's going on with you, Dean?
Good evening, Jimmy. Well, I'll tell you what, I just about missed you. I forgot all about the net tonight, and I was upstairs bonding with the wife, so I said, oh boy, I better get down here and see if you're still on. I might worried I'd missed the net. So how's it going this evening? What's happening? KC9GCR, K9FLO.
I'm doing fine. I don't know if Kurt KD9MED is still on the air or not. I did talk to him earlier. Kurt KD9MED, are you still on the air? If so, go ahead with make your contact with Dean. I'll stand by.
K9FLO, Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
Morning, or good evening, Kurt. There we go. Getting my times messed up there. KE9N, K9FLO. Got a nice thing back from Jordan. Looks really good.
Oh, well, that's good. Did he send you an email or something?
Yeah, I think you probably got one too, or maybe Kevin forwarded to me. But yeah, I'm anxious to see how it turns out.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Speaking of Kevin, we just got back a little while ago. Him and I, this afternoon, decided to make our way up to ham radio outlet in Milwaukee.
Wow, I'm forbidden to go there, so see anything nice?
Oh, nothing that I raised an eyebrow at, really. Although I did end up buying a little something for field day.
Very good. Do they still have very much of the used equipment back against that one wall, or is that kind of history?
You know, I didn't see a lot. Now, there was a lot of new radios on display. I mean, you could pick the Yaesu, the ICOMs, the Kenwoods, or whatever. All that stuff is like, I'm going to call it demo stuff. Maybe that's not the right word. But that's on the back wall. But then over kind of by the corner is where they used to have used stuff, and I think there was maybe a little bit there, but I sure didn't see anything that caught my eye. I saw an amplifier, an Alpha 89, that they wanted about $2,700 for, and I really didn't pay too close attention to all that.
Yeah, I just kind of remembered it was always fun to go up there and see the equipment. Yeah, you're right. That's what I was thinking of. It wasn't used. It was all the new there against the one wall. So yeah, it's kind of fun going up there. I can't even go close to that place anymore, Kurt.
Now, wait a minute, Dean. Let's back up a minute. You mean to tell me if I called you and I said, hey, I need someone to ride with me, that you would decline?
I may wait till the wife's down visiting her sister or something down in Florida. Then I'd be readily available.
See, now we're getting to the bottom of the truth on that. Well, I called Kevin and I wanted to go up and get a few things for field day, and so he rode with me, and we went up there and kind of looked around the store and plunked a few dineros down on some things.
Well, that's a good thing to do. You know, you got to help them out, show them support and all that stuff. Yeah, it's yeah, I haven't been up there, and it's been a few years. I tell you what, I think the last time I was up there was I was trading in a radio. Oh boy, I got to think about it. It's been a while. It's been a few years, 3 or 4 or 5 years, maybe more than that. But yeah, I always enjoy going. Or no, I'll tell you what. Last time I was up there was for one of the not Summerfest. What do they call the thing in the spring? They used to have before COVID.
Yeah, I think they might have called that Superfest, but I'm not absolutely sure. But yeah, and I think that's where you traded in your, I'm going to say 7700. Does that sound right?
Yep, that's right. Yep, I traded that in, and you're right. The Superfest. Because last time I was there, I met the not regional guy, the actual whatever guy in charge of Kenwood had a booth set up there, and I got to meet him, talk to him, this and that, so I got a kick out of that. And something else was going on then too. Oh, I bought my hat, so that was pretty important too. K9 and K9FLO.
Well, very good. Yeah. Well, anyhow, that was kind of the extent of my day. So I ended up buying a radio for field day. That 940 I got to sell. It's just too heavy for me to deal with.
You're right about that. It is a heavy radio, and at this point, it's nowhere near as fun to lug around, especially considering all the new stuff out there and the all-in-ones and all the other good stuff. So, otherwise, not much. Got to finish getting my solar-powered shed all done today. Got that all up and going, so that's back in business, and went out to eat this evening. Surprising, a couple of the restaurants we normally go to were closed. We go to the Domenico's up in Beloit because they had good Italian food, and pulled in the parking lot there, and all closed up. So I don't know what happened to them, if they're out of business or they're only open a few days a week. But miss going there. They're always kind of a good fine dining Italian food. And another one that Chuck used to go to, Anna Maria's there in South Beloit. They no longer have the restaurant. They just have carry out only. So that's another big change, because I remember going there for pizza. So we ended up going down to the Bravo down on that Prairie Hill. What's it called? Yeah, it is Prairie Hill, I think it is. And that was real good. They had a good meal there. But boy, it's surprising the number of restaurants that are not available anymore. If you want to go out to eat, it's COVID sure had an impact on things, at least in this area.
Yeah, sure has. It kind of, well, I hate to say it this way, it sort of separated the men from the boys money-wise. Who could withstand the COVID-19 situation and who couldn't. But you kind of miss some of those favorite restaurants. K9FLOKE9N.
Oh, very true. Yep. And we used to, the one we liked at that one, Dominican was, that was nice. They had a buffet, and you could really go up there and just kind of pig out on everything. But it might be just due to some other reasons. Maybe they're on vacation, something like that, because there's nothing on their website or anything indicating they're closed. So, oh well. We met our needs, and I got our Italian fix. So, otherwise, not much going on for tomorrow or this weekend. Gonna be kind of quiet. Got the projects done. I think got a lot of cleanup to do. Clean up all my messes. I guess we have a chance for rain Sunday, so that's going to be a nice thing. That's about it. Quiet on the radio, and KE9N, KD9FLO.
Hey, one quick question. I didn't get on the Senile net this morning. Did Chuck do any more on his tuner at all?
I think he got all the coils mounted. I think he got that done. Trying to think if he said he got all the rest of the stuff. I don't think he got it cased up or anything, but he's got all the coils mounted. And then he had something this afternoon. He had to go to a niece graduation, something like that. So he was going to be gone this afternoon. So I think that was his big morning project, and I think everything's done growing, so he doesn't have to worry about mowing.
Okay, no, that sounds good. I just didn't know. I know he had the coils mounted. What we talked, was it Wednesday night or maybe it was Thursday on the Senile that he told me about that. But I just kind of wondered about that. Well, he'll work on it and pick at it, and I'm sure he'll get it done. So, all right, well, listen, I'll let you go, Dean. You take care, and we'll talk to you later. I'll turn it over to you, and you can send it back over to Jimmy, K9FLOKE9N.
All right, Kurt, and I also appreciate you letting me get involved in the event. Really, and the ride too. So yeah, really helped out. I think this work out for everybody. Talk to you later. Take care of 7-3s, and let me shoot it down to you there, Jibby, so you can take control of the situation.
Okay, guys, sounds good. Well, you know, this is, to me, this is the best part of the whole net there. Well, one of the best parts anyway, when you guys ragged you. I think this was great. So, like I said, we're not a formal net and what have you there. Dean, I was going to tell you, I know your father has long since passed away, but we were talking about Father's Day. I would ask everybody what your favorite memories of your dad were and what have you.
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, let me think. Probably eating. That was always a favorite thing. You know, Sunday was always a big day for eating. You know, having a big meal. Gosh, I don't know. Been so long, I can't even remember the memories. How about that there, Jimmy?
Oh, yeah, well, you have a lot of favorite memories of your dad. I know I did. I heard, of course, earlier I was mentioning some of my favorite memories of my dad there, too. So that's for sure there. Hey, Dean, hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening, and hopefully we'll get some rain on this coming Sunday, because it'll be a long time, because it's supposed to be hot right straight through next weekend for field day. But that'll be good considering what happened last year. Have a good evening, Dean, and thanks for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. We'll talk to you next Friday night.
All right, Jimmy, take care of 7-3s, and we'll catch you next Friday. Boy, you know something, next Friday, that's field day. Wow, yeah. That's going to be a busy weekend there, Jimmy. Anyway, take care. 7-3s, talk to you later. KC9GCR, K9FLOP, clear.
That's what we're going to be talking about next Friday night. What are you going to be doing for field day? Yeah, I'm glad you guys finally are going to have a field day this year. For a long time, looked like you guys didn't have anything, but thanks to Kurt and thanks to myself and what have you there, you guys are going to have one. We're having one here in Freeport, Flagstaff Hill, Craig Park there. So okay, we'll talk more about that next week. Have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. Dean, we'll talk to you next Friday night. K9GCR record.
7-3s, Jimmy. K9FLOP, clear.
Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR, this is AK9F. David, short time, mobile and Beloit, no traffic.
Okay, Dave, I've got you checked in. We're talking about Father's Day. What are you going to be doing for your dad for Father's Day?
I don't really have any plans yet. I know I've got to get ready for South Camp on Monday, but may go up help get things set up for that on Sunday afternoon. That's my guess, anyway. Beyond that, I don't really have any other Father's Day specific plans. Because, of course, my dad died 20-some years ago. So, over.
Okay, Dave, sorry to hear that. Hey, 7-3, drive safely. We'll talk to you down the log. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun. That K9GCR, be clear.
Let's say K9F again. The other half of your question about what we remember about our dads. The thing was our Sunday afternoon drives. We'd leave church and head out somewhere around the outskirts of town or Lake Geneva or wherever. And saw a lot of countryside in those days. So that was what I enjoyed most about. And then my dad, of course, was a letter carrier, but he also was a very good mechanic. So he could build things and fix things and everything else like that. He was better at it than I am. Over.
That's for sure. Okay, Dave, I better let you go there. So you have a good evening. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun. That's talk to you down the log.
Taking it.
Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. Oh boy, you know what I forgot to do? 15 minutes ago. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Well, it's actually 10:15 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? And at exactly 10 p.m., the Winnebago County Jail went on lockdown for the night. Kerry, K9MED was telling me they listen to the jail frequencies every night at 10 p.m. The dispatch calls the correctional officers, lockdown, lockdown, lights out, jailbirds are being put to bed, 99 jailbirds, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Okay, any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. This net is being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Just if you want to listen to after it's posted, you want to listen to it. That's fine. Just follow the instructions. You know not only listen to this net, you listen to past editions of the net, last Friday night net, and what have you. Listen to the Friday Night Fun Net all day, every day, or all night, every night. Every night is Friday night on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. So then, of course, this net is being live streamed around the world on the internet. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep. Well, I'm going to turn on the Friday Night Fun Net. Maybe that'll put me to sleep. The next I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636. The local Freeport number, and you've seen pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a red desktop touchstone telephone, and you heard it ring tonight. That was a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. That was John K9RFD who checked that. So, okay. Okay, you've seen pictures of you get updated information about the Friday Night Fun Net. Pertinent information I say to see updated pictures of my ham shack. You'll even see weather information. So, I think we had 154 people check in to the Fun Net Facebook page. I don't know how many are there out there now. Any more stations want to check in? Please call now.
November Alpha 9, Lima Echo.
Alpha 9, come back to that call, please. Rest that call, please.
Yeah, that's November Alpha 9, Lima Echo, NA9LE, Jerry in Ottawa.
NA9LE. Boy, the band must be open tonight. You got a good signal coming in. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Got the repeater coming in S9. I usually don't hear it at all, which is a good thing, especially since winter heat summer sibling starts July 1st. Hamactive.com has the custom logging system for it, just like Winter Heat did. So if you've already signed up for Winter Heat, everything's ready to go for Summer Thunder. Just log in, and starts July 1st, but you can get in there, do some logging, get familiar with the system if you haven't done it in a while, and they'll reset it July 1st, but yeah, with conditions like this after dark, especially the really hot days and the really cool nights, just after sunset and just after sunrise, the propagation is amazing and something you don't experience in the winter. So, hoping to get a lot of people on there this year, and hope to catch you on Simplex. And next time this net, I can make it in. So I'll turn it back to net 73 NA9LE.
Okay, sounds good. Of course, I don't have a computer. I don't know how to operate one, but I'm sure Al. I don't know if Al K9EPZ is listening or not, but yeah, I'm familiar with that winter heat. So okay, Summer Thunder. I'll let him know about that. Hey, now you check into that night watch net in Chicago, don't you?
Well, yes, when propagation allows.
Tuesday last week I checked and the conditions were beautiful. Okay, I won't hold you. I was asking everybody what their favorite memories of their dad were, being the Father's Day. But I don't know how good the conditions will last, so I think I'll let you go. I'll say 73. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend.
All right, 7-3, and some of the best memories is fishing back in the day. We still do it, and mostly ice fishing, but we finally got a little flat bottom boat, and looking to do some pan fishing in a little pond we got throughout the summer when it's nice. So 7-3 all, thanks for picking me up at K9RFD.
Okay, sounds good. I was just, thank you for checking in. Okay, getting back to my favorite memories of my dad, I was just thinking something. Couple of times, this is a true story, folks. He had me sit in his lap and he was teaching me how to drive a car. I am not kidding you, folks. He said, steer it up the street. He said, now watch where you're going. And I kept steering the steering wheel. She said, he told me, don't tell your mother about this. But I did anyway, and Mother gave Dad holy you know what. That was a couple of times he had me showing me how to drive a car. Okay. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay. I want to thank Dan N9DCH and the 195 group for allowing us to use this repeater to host the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm going to run down a list of stations that checked in so far, all during the net. I had no early bird check-ins or nothing. Okay. Myself, K9G Sharon, net control, W9JTC Jamie, H9LV Trapper John, haven't heard him in a long time. N9GBP Greg, N9BWM Bruce, long time no hear from him too. H9NW, Tom Roscoe, N9SBJ Scott, K9YI, Don Monroe, K9QPL, Paul K9MED, Carrie W3MPX, Matt, K9MED, Mike, who's live streaming this net on the internet and recording this for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. K9YBG, Dale, K9RTG, Norman, Orfordville, Wisconsin. 89V, Mike and Janesville, and K9DDF, John and Elgin, checking the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. K9ICH, Robert, K9EPZ, Hal, K9N, Kurt and Roscoe, K9CFL, Mike, Austin and Rockton, H9GO, and the KF9SD Internet check-in, K9FLO, Dean Roscoe, AK9F David Boynton, and NA9LE in Ottawa, Illinois. Let's see, I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's see. 23 on-air check-ins, 1 Friday Night Fun Net hotline check-in, and 1 internet check-in, and a grand total of 25 check-ins. At this time, or do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. Okay, I was just watching the news about that terrible tornado down in the Texas. 3 people were killed in a small town. Bad situation there. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to read the amateur's code. The amateur's considerate. You never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasure of others. 2, the amateur's loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs at the local club and to the American Radio Relay League, which amateur radios represent. 3, the amateur is progressive. He keeps the station abreast of science. It is well-built, efficient. Its operating practice above reproach. 4. The amateur is friendly. Slow and patient sending when requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows it to interfere with any of his duties he owes to his home, his job, his school, or his community. And finally, number 6. The amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. It's Tony K9RFD, our EC here at Stevenson County always says. Some to live by not only on the radio, but throughout life itself. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who wish to check in the Friday night fun net? Please go now. Well, folks, we're just about ready to wrap up this net. It was a good net tonight. Started out slow. I thought people were enjoying the weather, but it turned out they got plenty of check-ins. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. Number 26 is K9RFD. Our EC here is Stevenson County. HC honorary check-in. K9EAB. HC honorary check-in. That's Tracy. That's Tony's better half. We mustn't forget the beautiful Kitchewalkie River Yacht Club, Southern Rockford. A9 Silver Fox Scott HC honorary check-in. K9FEO HC honorary check-in. One of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard N9ZO Belvedere HC honorary check-in. AC9KZ Mike HC honorary check-in. W9AXD Kevin HC honorary check-in. WX9RLT Ricky honorary check-in. Alright, let's see. KD9LOA Brandon HC honorary check-in. Brandon and Lena. Okay. KD9OVJ John McConnell HC honorary check-in, although tonight he's at Lemons Ambulance in Lena. This is his night that he works. He's got a shift there every Friday night. Hopefully it's a quiet Friday night for him. Oh, yes. I gotta put him now. K9KZTHC honorary check-in. King of CW. There's a Morse code practice at the end of the Monday night nets on the respective repeaters. On Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursday evening. Although there was no CW practice last night. Okay. I think everybody everybody's checked in who's going to check in. Do we have any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk beyond the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure you tell the clerk beyond the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, waitresses, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your local post office you buy your stamps, your envelopes. Be sure you tell your bank and cashier, your stockbroker. Be sure you tell your used car dealer, your new car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, and your imams. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, and your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. More check-ins are better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. Sorry, folks, but we don't take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee or sit in the clubhouse or clench your fist when the national anthem's being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the bull, we don't take your check-ins. As plain and simple as that. Okay. We have 8 more stations. Want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, I want to thank everybody for checking in. Wish you, all your dads who are listening, a happy Father's Day. And when you sit down to your picnic this coming Sunday, weather permitting, remember your dads, what they all did for you. Enjoy the pleasant memories of your father. So that's for sure. Okay. This is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Remain in the region. With the rough traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw.
Alpha India 9 Romeo.
AI9R. Hey, good evening, Tom. What's going on with you?
Not much of anything, Jimmy. Just sitting here doing my paperwork. Heard you on there, thought I'd check in. Just in and out, over.
Okay. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. You have a good evening. Your signal's really boomed in tonight. That's great. Talk to 7-3. Have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. And happy Father's Day.
Thanks, Jimmy. You have a good night, and God bless. Stay safe over there.
You bet, thank you. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Next Friday looks good. 91 degrees. Good old summertime. Something we dream about, hope for, and pray for when it's 20 degrees below zero. This is what we've been waiting for ever since the first day of autumn last year. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Tune in again next week. Same time, same repeater for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closing down this Friday, June 16, 2023 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net and return to repeater in the frequency normal land radio use at exactly 10:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time. 3 hours, 35 minutes Zulu time with an unofficial count of 37 check-ins. 7-3 to everybody. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there listening. And this net is now closed. The repeater is now over normal amp radio use. 7-3 to everybody. This is K9GCR saying 7-3 to all, and to all, a good night. K9MED, K9MED, K9GCR. Go ahead and post it, Mike. 2 hours, 35-minute net, an unofficial count of 37 check-ins overall. 7-3 is Mike. Have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you next Friday night. K9GCR, I'll be clear. 7-3, good night.